Good afternoon, folks. It's Rob Chappell, Executive Editor at Madison365 with your daily update for Monday, October 11th in our new studio situation. We're still working on we got some better decor in the background. We'll get some better sound stuff, so the sound will be a little better in the future. But we're reconfiguring. We're moving around a little bit. So the look will be a little different, but it'll be good. So today is Monday, which, as you know, means it is Metcalf's Monday. Metcalf's is a fourth generation family owned and operated market with stores in Madison, at Hilldale, at Hilldale Mall, and behind the Westtown Mall, and in Wauwatosa at 68th and State. They work to support local farmers and producers. But right now, you'll find so many local fall flavors like apple, pumpkin, and squash in order for pickup or delivery anytime at Shop Metcalf's. Let me get the graphic figured out here. There we go. ShopMetcalfs.com, because it's easy and it's convenient, and there's still a pandemic, so you can do that anytime, as always. And we appreciate Metcalf's support of Madison 365 and the daily update. When I moved into this new studio, my monitors are like on opposite sides now, so it's going to take a little bit to get used to that. Okay, so here's the deal with COVID. It's actually pretty good news today, from what I can tell. The case numbers, like the number of cases, stayed relatively stagnant over the weekend, which is actually pretty good. The 7-day average of confirmed cases came down just a little bit. It's 2,499. It was like 2,520 or something last Friday. So 2,499 is the 7-day average. That includes 1,201 new cases as of today. So that's lower than our Mondays have been recently, and that brings our 7-day average down. The positive test rate, which has been fluctuating and going up, is now listed on the 8th. It was 9.2. That was initially reported like 8.2. Friday was 8.8%. Today's 8.7%. So that number for right now is plateaued at a little bit, right around 8.5%. That's all tests in the past 7 days. 8.5% are coming back positive. That number it was below 3 for a long time. For like most of the summer, it was below 3, which is where you want it to be. And it went up and it was kind of like stuck at 8 for a while. And now it's like stuck at 8.5. So that's not great, but it didn't get worse. That's the main thing, right? It's not coming down yet, but it didn't get worse. It's still very high, still very bad, One more number that's decent news, one more number that's not so decent news. The daily average of confirmed fatalities is now at 12, which is still a lot. 12 deaths every day from COVID-19 is still a lot. That it was 13 as of Friday. So that's also coming down. 8 new confirmed deaths on Sunday. That brings our total death toll to 8,151. It's almost 9,000 if you count probable deaths, unconfirmed deaths, but I don't like to count probables. I like to count confirms. The other number that's not so great is the hospitalizations, which actually continue to go up over the weekend. As you might remember, we've been sort of hovering around 1,100 people hospitalized. We're now at 1,179. That's 32 more since just yesterday. And that's 14 more since a week ago. So again, the trajectory there is generally upward, but very gently upward, right? It's very slowly upward. It's not spiking like it was earlier in the fall. Of those 1,179, 317 are in the ICU. So still about a third. That's up only slightly. It's only up 3. So like a 1% increase since Sunday. Okay, that's the COVID story. The story is basically like not much change. A couple of key numbers. The 7-day average of tests came down slightly. The death average came down slightly. Hospitalizations went up. Kind of a mixed bag. So we're kind of still plateaued, which is fine. Okay, we're going to take a short pause. We'll be right back with more local news right after. I find the right thing right after this. All right, we're back, and it is Indigenous Peoples Day. Happy Indigenous Peoples Day to you. It's officially declared that in the city of Madison and in Monona and in most other cities in Wisconsin, as well as the entire state of Wisconsin. A couple of things in our news today reflect that. For example, this is Andy Cloud. She is a storyteller in the Ho-Chunk Nation, and she is now the storyteller in residence at the Madison Public Library. This is a program that the library is putting together in collaboration with Ho-Chunk Gaming, who's putting up some of the money for this, I suppose. This will start, her residency starts today and runs through December 18th, and she'll have a bunch of interactive storytelling and creative learning opportunities for all ages. And it should be a lot of fun. And I think this was not on our radar until today, but I think we'll try to get her on the show at some point. So we're going to talk about what she's doing there at the library. University of Wisconsin Chancellor Rebecca Blank announced today that she has accepted the job as president at Northwestern University in Evanston, Illinois. She will finish the 2021-22 school year here as the chancellor at University of Wisconsin, and then she'll leave in the summer to take the helm at Northwestern and become its first woman president. No word yet on a search committee, although they'll be searching for a chancellor at UW as well as a permanent UW system president at the same time, as Tommy Thompson has always been the interim president there. Also today we have a preview of the Delta Sigma Theta fall gathering. It's their first ever autumn gathering called Tricks and Treats. It's going to be fun stuff as well as serious stuff. There's going to be face painting, pumpkin decorating, voter registration, food and dancing, and financial literacy. You know, fun with a purpose is how they say it. So that is Sunday at Warner Park Community Center on the north side of Madison, Sunday from 2 to 5. And finally today, right about now, in fact, in Appleton, Lawrence University is dedicating this sculpture. I'm going to get my, let's see if I can get this. Dang it. I don't know what's going on here, guys. I'm going to get my thing out of the way here so you can see this sculpture. This is a sculpture called Okachi, which means crane in the Menominee language. This is built by UW-Milwaukee architecture professor Chris Cornelius, who's also a member of the United Nations. They're unveiling or dedicating the sculpture, as well as renaming this plaza to a Menominee word that I'm not going to attempt to pronounce because I don't want to butcher it, but it's in the story. If you go to Madison365.org, you can see this now. But this is in honor of Indigenous Peoples Day, unveiling and dedicating this new plaza and this new sculpture to recognize that in Appleton, that the city of Appleton, rather, is situated on land traditionally occupied by the Menominee Nation. All right, that is all the news I have for you today. I hope you have a wonderful Monday evening. I hope you're doing okay after the Brewers lost. They play again tomorrow, I believe at 4 o'clock, 4:07 maybe tomorrow in Game 4. And if they lose, they're out. And if they win, they'll come back to Milwaukee on Thursday for Game 5. So fingers crossed. For Madison plays tomorrow at New England. So I'll be watching that, and I'll let you know how that goes. Until then, have a wonderful evening, and we'll see you right back here tomorrow.
This is 365 Media.